Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the air signs and their twin flame connection. Air signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. I am reading for twin flames who are in separation currently. If you don't know if you're in a twin flame connection, please consult the many videos on YouTube that go into it, the explanation of it in greater depth. But essentially, a twin flame connection describes one soul shared by two people. There's always a runner-chaser dynamic where these two people meet. They, probably have a very intense relationship, and then they separate because one twin figures out that this person is their divine counterpart and the other person is not ready, not spiritually ascended, not able to accept that love, and so they run. And in that separation period, usually the chaser becomes the one who spiritually ascends first. They go through a dark night of the soul. They discover their spiritual gifts and how they can contribute those gifts to the world. And their twin has to choose whether or not they're going to follow that path as well. It's always a choice. It's not a choice that you have a twin flame, but it's a choice of whether or not you choose to engage in the dynamic or you choose to walk away and find happiness with a soulmate. As the point of the twin flame connection is not necessarily to be in physical union with your twin, but it is to learn from your twin. Your twin is your greatest teacher. To learn that you are worthy all by yourself, and to understand that you are here to help raise the vibration of humanity. It's a very tall order. A lot of twins end up together and a lot of twins don't. So I wanted to do these readings to support the twin flame community, as I am also a twin. I'm going to be doing your reading today with the Human Spirit Oracle and using the Abstract Futures Tarot to clarify the Oracle cards today. So 4 cards for the base spread, which will all be Oracle, 4 cards for Clarifier, all Tarot. The first 2 cards I show you will be your energy. The second will be your twins, but feel free to flip it, as twin flame energy often mirrors one another. The third set of cards will be the connection between you two, and the fourth set will be advice from Spirit. For the air signs, so you got similar, one similar card to the earth signs. So your twin may be an earth sign. Take it as it resonates. Let's see. But if they are, I would highly suggest you watch that video. Okay, interesting. No major arcana as of yet, but 2 aces for the air signs. Let's start with your energy. Number 40, which reduces to a 4, the Emperor card in the major arcana. The words are blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise. You can see here, the eyes are so strange in this deck. It's very surreal, steampunky, carnival-esque. And where the third eye would be, it's kind of like a calibration tool. It's a tool of measurement. I don't know if you can, if it will focus, but that feels relevant somehow. There's skeleton keys everywhere. And a lock down here where the sacral solar plexus would be. So as far as your energy is concerned, I feel as though you're starting to embrace the twin flame journey for what it represents in your life, that even though it is massively difficult to negotiate the journey, you are seeing it as a blessing, that all of this emotional, spiritual adversity has led to a certain clarity and understanding about who you are, what you value. Where things went wrong is what Spirit just gave me, and where things went right. But it is clarified by the Ace of Cups. This is the cover of the deck, of the box. Ace of Cups talks about a brand new beginning from Spirit. It's as if, you know, Spirit has this cup, brand new cup of love and understanding and self-love, and just says, here you go. Do you accept? You know, it's really strange. I'm looking at that leaf right there. For the first time ever, I'm like looking at it very clearly. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like there's a face in that leaf. I don't know if you can see what I see, but it's like the man in the moon. It's kind of creeping me out. It's a very clear face to me. What? See, it's weird. When I look at it directly, I don't see it. I don't see the face. But just the angle of shadows of where it's hitting, it's really creeping me out. You know why too? Oh, it's really creeping me out. It's because it kind of looks like my twin. I'm really creeped out. I almost want to turn the plant around, but it's very fragile. Just excuse me, air signs. Although my twin is an air sign. Anyway, Ace of Cups in the reverse is kind of like, are you still tentative about accepting new love into your life, or a new sense of love, or a new sense of self-love into your life? When aces are in reverse, it's like we don't have our hands free in order to grab on to what Spirit wants to give to us. Sorry, I heard some voices outside. I was telling, I did a series of readings yesterday. I think it was for the air signs. That I don't know what it is. I mean, I live in such a big kind of city, and yet anytime anyone wants to have an uproarious conversation or whatever, they stop right underneath my bedroom window. I don't know what that's about, but they gotta stop right here. I'm nowhere near the front door. So why is the Ace of Cups in reverse for the air signs, please? Three of Wands. Waiting for ships to come in, waiting for the right moment, when there may never be a right moment. There may never be a right time. There just is today. There's just this moment. Nine of Wands in the reverse. We're tired. We're no longer wanting to maintain the status quo just for the sake of maintaining it. And so this, you know, this tells me, you want something new, for sure. For sure you want something new. You're waiting for something new. But Spirit is kind of showing me like, well, we're trying to give it to you. Why aren't you taking it? There's something in this card where, one, it reminds me of that actress. What is her name? Her name is Eva Green. She was in Casino Royale, that James Bond movie. Eva Green. She's very striking. I don't actually know what country she's from. It's like she has a British accent, but not. Anyway, this totally looks like her to me. So your name might be Eva, your last name might be Green. Take it as it resonates. Ava. But there's something here where it's almost like I feel as though you don't have all of the information about a situation, and you're kind of like preparing for all different scenarios or outcomes. It's weird when I stuttered when I said scenarios. It reminded me of a Justin Timberlake song, which I also brought up Justin Timberlake in one of my, I don't even know if it was the fire sign reading. I can't remember now. It was only an hour ago that I recorded that, and I can't remember. Scenario, tale as old as time, girl, you got what you deserved. What's the song? Is this the way that it's going down? Is this how we say goodbye? Should have known better when you came around that you were gonna make me cry. Now it's breaking my heart to watch you run around, 'cause I know that you're living a lie. That's okay, baby, 'cause in time you will find what goes around comes around. Yeah. Take it as it resonates. I don't even know how to unpack that. All I know is that it hurts. Your person might be involved with somebody else at this time that you know about. Maybe that's your blessing in disguise. Like, you know what? Go be with all your karmic partners so you can figure out how to be with an emperor energy like me. That would be very, that would be something. Number 23 introduces to a 5, the Hierophant card in the Major Arcana. For your person, eye to eye. Eye to eye. Very disconcerting. I'm most drawn, actually, because this bothers me, so I don't want to, like, look at it too much, because if we're doing eye to eye, there's so many eyes looking at me, I don't know which pair to look at. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe there's a lot of attention on your twin right now. Maybe because they're in a karmic relationship. Maybe you don't even know about this. But when we're in karmic relationships, you better believe that people are judging us, because they can see that a person's not good for us, but they might not be able to say anything about it. Just like, oh, you brought your girlfriend, boyfriend over. Cool, you know? So there could be a lot of eyes on your twin right now, but I'm more looking at the chessboard at the bottom here, which very much speaks to air sign energy, strategy, planning. But the number 5, if I was to put all that together and say, okay, if this represents air sign energy and pair it with a 5, that would be the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is winning at all costs. Winning at all costs. It's not very nice, because it sometimes suggests that we're standing on the backs of other people to climb our way up and out. So your person could really be just you know what this reminds me of, this expression? It's like, who, me? Little old me? And putting your hands together like, but I'm so innocent. I'm not trying to dog your twin. But there are a lot of There's a lot of facade action happening with you and your twin right now. There's a lot of putting on masks, putting on airs, putting on brave faces. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of truth telling. But there needs to be. Ace of Swords. Clarity from Spirit. Absolute, crystal clear clarity that I think may be hitting your twin at this time. They just wanted me to say what goes up must come down. I'm looking at this. What goes up, wait, what goes up must come down. I don't know what that is in reference to, but it felt important to say. Nine of Cups in reverse. They were wishing for something that hasn't come into fruition yet. They perhaps, oh. What's so interesting, I see these these pieces are like these pieces. Everything's all lined up. It's giving me pause, and I'll tell you why. Because in this situation, in this scenario, since my twin is the air sign, this would be me. And Spirit, I'm not trying to bring myself into the reading. I'm just trying to explain to you how I channel. Channeling involves Spirit using the context of my life in order for me to describe what the message is, right? That's what most tarot readers do. We can look at the Nine of Wands and go on to, or Nine of Cups and go on to Google and say, okay, the Google definition, you know, according to Gemini Cricket's definition of tarot is X, Y, and Z. But there's no nuance to that. There's no, it doesn't bring any intuition. So basically, this is what I've found myself doing, which is if I'm sitting across from my twin in a conversation that I have imagined, I have all these things lined up to use against him. It's not my intention, but it is a defense mechanism. And I love my twin very, very much. But there's been a lot of hurt. And it's almost like you gotta eye to eye, you gotta face all this, sir, you know? So this could be your person with you right now. And there's a part of you that might know it, that they have things in like their back pocket. Whether you're the runner or the chaser, both of you have a responsibility to own up to what your part was, the part that you played in the dynamic. If I was that kind of person, that could, you know, want to vilify my twin, I could find 100 reasons to vilify him. But if I'm looking at his shoes, from his shoes, and looking at why it didn't work out with me, there are 100 reasons why it didn't work out based on my behavior at the time. So we have to take responsibility for our part. That's part of the awakening process. When you go through your spiritual awakening, when it's like you're going deep within and looking at all your triggers and why did I make that decision? And why did that person say that to me? But like not just asking the question, but like meditating your way to the source. Ugh, it's so tedious, so painful. Sometimes it can take years or like a lot of spiritual energy or a lot of therapy or what have you to understand even an inkling of how complex your mind, heart, and soul are. Not to mention the fact that we're dealing with past life energy and karma and other people's feelings and just having to get up to go to work every day. All of that in between. But ultimately, if we're honest with ourselves, then we can say, I take responsibility for my part. And then we put up some boundaries. 26, which is an 8 in the major arcana. The strength card, Leo energy. It says private, no entry, private property, no trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted. Restricted area, keep out. I just noticed that she looks slightly cross-eyed. Not seeing things clearly, perhaps. She looks slightly cross-eyed. This card, Bound for Boundaries, it's like an inevitability that we have to, even with our twin, in the 3D, in the 5D we are boundless, but in the 3D, there's some respect that has to be upheld, right? That we, what is that expression? It's like we show people how to treat us. And if you put up some boundaries, you know, your person may not like it, but they have to abide by them. Comes with the Knight of Swords, clarity. The Knights are all people of action. This particular Knight comes in very quickly. I turn it on its side here. It kind of looks like a cassette tape. Shows my age, a recording device, but it also shows me a road that leads to a horizon line, but we're not quite sure where we're going. It's almost like beep boop boop. I have all these buttons here. I could press anything. I could change the landscape. I don't know why that feels relevant to say any of that, but it's almost like you're creating the world around you now. And part of that world is healthy boundaries. Maybe you didn't have them before. Maybe that is the aspect that your twin triggered in you. 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles can talk about juggling. Just kind of trying to, you know, I feel as though separately in your separate lives, it's like both of you are just trying to make things work. You know, I said earlier, and we have to get up and go to our jobs. I feel as though you and your twin are just trying to manage your day-to-day lives. There could be a lot of juggling happening at this time. The advice from Spirit. This is the card that came out in the Earth sign reading. It's very powerful. Number 35, another 8, and it's no strings attached. So we can never fully cut the cord with our twin, because we would be cutting off access to our own selves. But we can cut the cord with them in this 3D reality. We can say, you know, I'm not really interested in pursuing this twin flame dynamic anymore. I want to be with a soulmate or what have you. I highly recommend cutting cords on a regular basis, just because we share energy with everyone around us, with the world around us. And every once in a while, it's good to just retreat within, meditate, and just imagine that you're cutting cords with everything, everyone and everything, your worst enemy and your best friend. It's not that you're saying goodbye to those people if you don't want to, but it's just allowing their energy to go back to them and taking your energy back. And what does that show you? It shows that you're breaking any kind of codependency. So that if, let's say you choose to kind of cut cords with your best friend, a best friend that you love. If you cut cords with them energetically, you turn their energy back to them, you turn your energy back to you. If you approach each other again, it's because you choose to. Not because there's codependency, not because you need each other, but you choose. You choose that act. And so this is kind of what this is referring to. The choice of coming together with your twin, or feeling like it's your choice as opposed to it's an obligation, or it's a foregone conclusion, it's a destined path, right? It feels like you're putting the choice in your hands. Spirit is wanting me to show you, this is a selenite kind of dagger that I bought on a crystal site. I have it specifically to hold in meditation, to clear my energy and to cut cords. And Spirit is kind of wanting me to show you, because you can use any crystals to do that, but it's nice when it's symbolic. Also, there are a lot of cord cutting meditations on YouTube. Highly recommend Colette Baron Reed's cord cutting. It's 5 minutes long. You'll be doing yourself a beautiful service if you do that meditation. And what's crazy, and I cannot make it up, when you cut cords with people, they feel it. And sometimes they find their way back into your life, which you would think, well, I cut cords with them, I don't want them back, right? But it's showing you something. It's showing you that they were siphoning energy off of you. And when you cut cords with them and then they just like appear, it's almost as if they could feel you pulling away, and then it's like they're trying to get you back. But you've put up a boundary now, and they can't get to you. I promise you, I have a very dear friend who is an air sign who told me that fact, that when you cut cords with people that like they can feel it. So I did it this one day, and I promise you, several people that I dated, different people that I dated, showed up weirdly in my life in the same week. People I had not talked to. One guy I only went on one date with, but other people I had dated for a little bit longer. Either they emailed me, they texted me, hey, how you doing? Out of the blue, like hadn't talked to them in months and months and months. Like one guy I saw in the park, like jogging in the park, and was like, what are you even doing here? You know, just, it confounded me, but it just proved to me that it works. Harm to none, harm to none. Clarified by the 3 of Pentacles. Co-creation with Spirit, working together with Spirit. It's almost like I see Spirit here, and it's like they've got, it's like not machinery, but it's like they've got energy going in different directions on your behalf. They're working hard behind the scenes in your best and highest good. I have one more card to close out. This is Spirit's advice. 10 of Pentacles, right? Working together with Spirit, eliminating what no longer serves you. Maybe it's not cutting cords with your twin, but it's cutting cords with the codependency, the obsession. It's cutting cords with the idea that you need them. You may want them, but you don't need them. It's cutting cords with that mentality. And when you do, and when you co-create with Spirit, here comes the abundance, 10 of Pentacles. When I blocked my twin, and I hate to say it like this, but it's true, for somebody I love more than anything. When I blocked him, man, my life just went like this. I got 2 big promotions, big promotions. I learned a new skill set started a business, started a YouTube channel, made a whole, you know, set of wonderful friends. Like, my whole life kind of changed because I stopped focusing on my twin. I started focusing on myself. The more you focus on yourself, the greater your abundance will be. It's kind of like, but couldn't I have just done that with my twin? Couldn't we have just been like power couple together, like other couples out there? It always confounds me, like, why is it that other people can just have normal relationships, and then you realize not everything you see is a normal relationship, but that's neither here nor there. But it's kind of like something like, oh, sometimes I wish I had something normal. But if you've gone through your dark night of the soul, or you're starting that process, then you recognize that you have spiritual gifts. Maybe you're clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, claircognizant. Maybe you can see things that no one else can see, hear things. Maybe you're finding your connection with spirit. Maybe they're ringing your ear. Maybe they're showing you synchronicities. The wonders of the world are endless. And as a twin, you kind of fast track your way into tapping into that network. Would you trade that away? It's hard, but I wouldn't. That's your reading, air signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.